Hello, welcome to Yoga Download. My name is Erin Wimert and I am here with a twisting class for you. And how I like to approach twisting is instead of forcing the hips to square in one direction and have your spine moving in another direction, I like to have the hips and the spine move together. What that does is it actually frees you up to find a bigger, longer twist. But also, for a lot of people, when they force the hips to square in a twist, that will create like contraction through the SI joints and the sacrum area. It'll create a little torque. So this isn't the way to twist, but I found it's a way that works for most people's bodies without creating any discomfort in the low back. So if this is new for you, try it out, see what you think. I'm going to use a block today, and we're going to start in the sitting position. So just rest the hands on the thighs. Take a moment to lengthen your spine and allow your eyes to close. And as you lean back slightly, draw the ears over the shoulders, over the hips. And then feel the low belly pull in. You'll feel your tailbone root towards the earth. And as you soften all of your facial features, see if you can be fully present with just the next 5 breaths. 5 breaths without going anywhere else. Just noticing the energetic quality of stillness, the quality of your breath, the quality of your mind, and the quality of this moment. And that can all shift throughout your practice. That's okay. As you slide the palms to the hands, palms to the knees, take a big breath in, find your seated cow pose. And as you exhale, find your seated cat, tuck and round. Twice, more like that. No rush, last one. And start to find some circles. Your ribs, moving from the low ribs. And just feel the torso rolling around the pelvic bowl. And you can continue with those cat and cow actions even here. It's warming up the spine, getting ready to twist. Let's switch directions. Let's do one more. And we'll meet back in center. Switch out the crossing of your legs. Now take a moment to twist towards your left. Bring your right hand onto the left knee. Place your left fingertips behind you. Now notice what it feels like to actually keep your hips square forward as you turn. And then just notice the difference in what it's like to let your left hip actually move back. So the hips and the spine are moving together. And you can play around with squaring and releasing and just notice how that feels in your lower back, right where your spine and your pelvis meet. Let's go ahead, stretch your left arm to the sky. We'll keep the right hand where it is and just take a side bend up and over to the right. Slowly inhale back up, and as you exhale, we'll switch sides. Bring the left hand to the right knee. Again, feel the pelvis square forward, and then allow your pelvis to actually move with the spine. Work the right hip back. Think about like a Barbie doll. If you were to squeeze its pelvis and its legs and turn them in 2 different directions, like the legs would rip off, right? So what if we actually let the pelvis and the spine, which are connected, move together so we can find more freedom? Stretch your right arm up, and as you exhale, side bend. And on your inhale, we'll rise up. Exhale, let's release, and we'll come into our downward facing dog. High plank is usually a good point of reference for the distance between your hands and feet. And then feel free to find just a really slow pedal out through your legs. Let's take a big breath in. And as you exhale, press the palms down and forward, reach the thighs up and back. As you inhale, float your right leg towards the sky and then bend your knee and turn it skyward. Work your left hip crease back as if there were a thumb pushing it back, and see if you can relax your left heel to the ground. Inhale, lift your right knee higher, and as you exhale, take a big step between your thumbs and drop the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, maybe back, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, find your half splits, extend through the front leg. We'll just be here for one breath in and exhale out. Inhale to your lunge, back knee lifts. And as you exhale, step lightly, top of your mat, forward fold. Let's inhale, extend and lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold to the ground. Sweep the arms wide out in that big breath. And as you exhale, press the arms wide, let them meet at the heart. Take a big breath in. And exhale, release, circle wide, reach. Exhale, fold to the ground. Inhale, find some length halfway. And exhale, step your right toes back, drop your right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, reach up, maybe reach back. Exhale, half splits, extend the front leg. Take a big breath in, lift the chest to the chin. And as you exhale, fold over your thigh. Inhale to your lunge, back knee lifts. And exhale, step to plank. Inhale, drop the knees down, shift the chest forward. And exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale to your cobra pose. And exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, breath in. As you exhale, press through plank or tabletop to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up and then bend your knee, turn it to the sky. Now work your right hip crease back so the right thigh bone is working into its socket, but feel that as your hips open, you're allowing your left knee to open. Let's step between the thumbs and pause. So I'm gonna have a block under my right hand. You can have your fingertips or flat palm on the earth. And then go ahead, bring your right hand, or excuse me, your left hand to your left hip. Thumb is in your hip crease, push it back. Your right leg is still active, but see, instead of trying to square the hips and twisting, notice how restricted you feel. See if you can let your right side of the pelvis swivel down. I'm not getting saggy in my back thigh, it's still active as you open. Keep your left big toe mound on the ground as you turn. Full breath in. Let's exhale, release. Step top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. And exhale, grab the calves, fold deeper. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky, reach. And as you exhale, press the palms wide, let them meet at your heart. Let's go chair pose, inhale. Exhale, spinal twist to the right. Try to keep weight equal through the heels. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, spinal twist to the left. Couple times with your breath. Now, a lot of times you'll hear people cue, make sure that your opposite knee doesn't pop forward. See if you can focus on just working your thigh bones back. So there might be a little bit of shift, there might be a little bit of movement in the pelvis, but it's not rigid, right? There's a little bit of fluidity to it. Let's do one more each side. Weight heavy through the heels, thigh bones moving back. Let's come up to stand, big breath, and fold to the ground. Inhale, extend and lengthen halfway. Step your left toes back. We'll keep the knee up. I'm gonna have a block under my left hand. Work your right thumb into your right hip crease. And as you bend your right knee, push the thigh bone back. And feel how your pelvis, the left side of your pelvis, starts to swivel down. My left leg is still straight and strong. And then from there, turn open. Again, feel the difference between trying to keep your hips square and letting the pelvis move with the spine. Right, they're connected. Why not let them move together? I still have structure. I'm still hugging in. Take a big breath. Exhale, release. Ditch your block if you're using one. High plank with the knees up. If you can, lower to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to lower. Press back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Let it feel good. And an exhale all the way out. Inhale, your right leg floats up. Exhale, take a big step through. Spin your back heel flat. Find your warrior two. Now this is one of those shapes, I think back in the day a lot of us heard square the hips. Well, that's forcing your pelvis and your thighs to move in different directions. So in this shape, both of your thighs are spinning forward. So what if we let the pelvis move with the thighs? Take a moment to just lengthen your lower back. Instead of trying to square your hips, square your ribs towards the left. So there's just a little twist there. Let's extend your front leg. We're gonna take that same awareness into triangle pose. So you might shorten your stance, reach forward, pivot your arms to 12 and 6. Great place for a block. And again, notice if you're caught up in this cue of sort of opening, you're yanking the hips open. Let your pelvis turn forward with the thighs. Pubic bone lifts towards the navel. And then think about turning your ribs open as opposed to the hips. Stamp down through both of your feet equally. And then slow motion, reverse warrior. Take a deep bend in your front knee. Reach your right arm up and back. Pelvis turning slightly forward. Ribs towards the left. So just a little twist. Take a big breath. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pop your back heel up and step forward. So I'm going to use a block here. If you have one, I recommend using it. Bring your block at a level 3. Bring your palm to the top of the block. Right thumb into the right hip crease. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Press your right thigh back. Make sure you're staying rooted through your big toe mounds. Slide your right hand to your pelvis. Again, right hip crease back. Allow the left side of your pelvis to swivel down. Lift the chest to the chin. Maybe you stretch your right arm to the sky. Big inhale and exhale, release. Let's go ahead, step your right toes back into a lunge, spin your right heel down, warrior two. Lunge into the front knee, and feel this front thigh bone draw back. That's gonna allow your right hip to roll forward. So we don't usually think of these warrior poses as twists, but they are. Think about legs and pelvis moving together, and then see if you can spin your ribs towards the right. Just find equal weight through both feet. Let's inhale, extend your left leg long. Again, you might shorten your stance. Reach forward, draw the left hip crease back, and bring your arms to 12 and 6. So again, pelvis is turning slightly forward, moving with the thighs. Draw the low belly in. And see if you can spin the chest open. Ribs turning slightly up, pelvis turning slightly forward. So there's lots of different shapes we can explore twists in. Let's find our reverse warrior. Take a deep bend into your front knee. Again, pelvis turning slightly forward with the thighs. See if you can spin your ribs, though, towards the right. Big reach on your inhale and exhale, release. Hands to the ground, pop your back heel up and step forward. All right, so have a block in front of you if you can at its highest level. Place the right palm down. Work your left thumb into your left hip crease, and as you inhale, lift the chest up. And as you exhale, bend through the right knee. Let the right side of your pelvis swivel down. So even though my right side pelvis is swiveling down, it's not bowing out to the right. I still feel that right thigh bone moving back. Bring your left hand to your sacrum. Lift the chest up, lean back slightly, and maybe stretch your left arm to the sky. Keep equal weight through big toe mounds, pinky toe mounds, centers of the heels. And as you exhale, we'll lower down. All right, take a step back with your left foot. Find your feet hip width and reach your arms to the sky. Now you can absolutely drop your back knee here for sure. Let's find a spinal twist towards the right. Reach forward with your left arm, work your right hip crease back, and bring your left elbow to the outer thigh, palms together. Pull at your wrists so that they stack under the elbows. And then as you press down through your left palm, turn the chest up. And while your left thigh bone is staying active, let the left side of your pelvis swivel down so that you can turn up. Maybe you open your arms wide. Breathe for 3. Inhale the palms together. Exhale, hands to the earth. Extend your front leg. Take a turn towards the left. And you might end up bringing your block with you. It's optional. Place your palm on the block. Bring your left hand to your sacrum. As you turn your chest towards the left, instead of trying to level your right hip, let the right side of your pelvis swivel down. Feel your right sit bone move back. Maybe you stretch your left arm to the sky. Big, big inhale. Exhale, release. Take your block with you as you turn to the top of your mat. And then hop your left foot in about 1/3 of the way, coming into Parsvottanasana. So we're gonna set up for Revolve Triangle, but I'm gonna have us actually go in maybe a different way than you're used to. I used to feel really restricted in this shape. Felt like I couldn't even reach my arm up, my chest up to open for the twist. So let's try another way. Find some length. You'll probably want to block under your left hand. Work your right thumb into your right hip crease. Now as you push your right thigh bone back, see if you can actually shimmy your left toes back. Allow your left heel to lift. And then slide your right hand to your sacrum. Left side of the pelvis swivels down. Not because my left leg is lazy, but because I'm allowing my pelvis and my spine to move together. From here, maybe reach your right arm to the sky. And for me, this feels a lot more open, a lot more spacious. I feel like I can actually twist. I don't feel like I'm stuck or I can't breathe. Take a big breath in and exhale, release. Step forward and just find a brief ragdoll. Step your right toes back. Feet hip width. Rise up to your crescent. All right. Settle in, spinal twist towards the left. You can stay or reach forward and bring your elbow to your outer thigh, palms together. So shimmy your right toes back, lift your right heel up, and as you bend into your front knee, push down into your bottom right palm. Again, notice what it feels like to try to square the hips and lift the right hip up. See if you can let right hip swivel down. And then maybe you open the arms. And we tend to round here in the left side body, so keep working left hip crease back. Breathe for 3. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, release. You might take your block with you as you turn all 10 toes to the right. Prasarita. All right. Feel the weight shift slightly forward so that hips are over heels. You might have a block under your left hand. Right hand to the back of the pelvis, lift the chest. And as you turn your ribs to the right, see if you can let the left side of your pelvis swivel down. We're still working that left sitting bone back. Turn, turn, turn. Maybe right arm open. And you can just feel the difference between square hips and allowing the hips to move. There are a lot of instances we do want to square the hips and keep the SI joints level, sacrum level. But we don't have to twerk those areas of our body when we twist. Take a big breath. Exhale to lower. Turn to the top of your space, bring your block with you, hop your back foot in and just find Parsvottanasana, our traditional pyramid pose. We'll find a halfway lift. So this is often how this pose is taught. Short stance, square hips. And then for me, I can't really go anywhere, like I'm not twisting. So let's see if we can lengthen our stance and let the back heel lift and let the pelvis move. So work your left thumb into your left hip crease. As you push your left hip crease back, see if you can shimmy your right toes behind you, and I'll actually allow the heel to come off the ground. So my feet are parallel. Slide your left hand to the back of your pelvis. And as you reach the chest forward and turn towards the left, the right side of the pelvis is swiveling down. And the more you let it swivel down, the more you can turn up. Left side body is long, maybe reach the arm high. Now I actually feel like I'm getting a decent twist. I can breathe, I feel spacious. Breath in and exhale, release, step forward, and feel free to just bob around. And go ahead, bring your feet together, lift the heels up, bend your knees, and make your way onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest for a moment, rock a little side to side. And then place your left foot flat, right ankle on top. So it's a figure 4 prep. Bump your hips to the right a couple inches, drop your legs to the left. And feel that you're not restricting the hips, you're not forcing them to move in a direction other than what they do, where they go. I like to reach down with my left hand and pull my right ankle closer. And then see if you can relax your top right hip. Relax your bottom left thigh. So these open hip twists are usually going to be pretty safe for everybody. In fact, open hip twists can be really nourishing for the low back, especially if you're experiencing pain or discomfort. On your exhale, release, center your pelvis. Place the right foot flat, left ankle on top. Bump your hips to the left and drop your legs to the right. If you did on the first side, you can reach your right hand down and draw the left ankle closer. Find 3 breaths. And as you exhale, unwind, center your pelvis. Now extend your legs to the sky. Bring your arms out to a T. Flip the palms down. Now, if at any point you need to bend your knees, that's totally acceptable. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your legs halfway over to the left. And you're allowing your hips to move with the legs, but see if you can root your right shoulder blade down, belly button to the right. Big breath in. Exhale, legs through center, over towards the right, belly button to the left. See if you can use your bottom right thigh to lift into the top left thigh. Take an inhale. One more time through center, over to the left. Right shoulder blade roots. See if you can inhale fully, squeeze the thighs together. Exhale up and over to the right, left shoulder blade roots. Take a big inhale. Exhale through to center. From here, place your palms down by your sides. You could also sit on top of the hands or grab the outer edges of the mat. And take about 20 seconds to lower your legs down. On every exhale, feel the abdomen tone. And then allow your legs to fall apart. As you open the arms out wide, shimmy the shoulder blades together. And just find any adjustment so that you can take up as much surface area as possible. And just find the next 4 or 5 full deep breaths to help you settle into your Shavasana. Let the whole body get heavy. And please stay here as long as you want or need. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.